Welcome to Holy Saturday, everybody. You see this painting behind me? It's the Descent to Hell painted by Duccio in the 1300s, and it reminds me of Holy Saturday. For years, Holy Saturday for me was just like a non-important extra day between Good Friday and Easter Sunday. On Good Friday, you intentionally fast and abstain from meat, and you celebrate the Lord's Passion, and then Saturday, you just wait. There's no early Saturday Mass. There's no special celebration after the stone is rolled over the tomb. It seems like nothing's happening. All appears quiet and non-consequential. It's a dead day. After all, Jesus is dead. He's not yet risen. I imagine the women disciples and the apostles on that first day and what it was like for them. Probably confusion, disillusionment, grief, numbness from the sorrow, disorientation, and just trying to make sense of everything. They don't see Jesus. He's dead. And yet in his death, he is alive. He's alive in the realm of the dead. We profess in the Apostles' Creed, he descended into hell. In Hebrew, they said Sheol. In Greek, they called it Hades. So hell in this context, Sheol, Hades, hell, before Jesus' resurrection, it's the realm of the dead, where the righteous and the unjust people awaited a Redeemer. Yes, Jesus died, the death that we will all pass through, a separation of body and soul. And yet he enters the realm of the dead as the divine Son of God. Can you imagine the greeting? The just must rejoice. The righteous they were holding on with hope, and perhaps their own hearts had previously sung the words of Job in Job 19:25-27. It says, "As for me, I know that my vindicator or my redeemer lives, and that he will at last stand forth upon the dust. This will happen when my skin has been stripped off, and from my flesh I will see God. I will see for myself. My own eyes, not another's, will behold him. My inmost being is consumed with longing." So I can imagine the righteous just marveling at the appearance of Jesus in the realm of the dead. Their longing is fulfilled at the sight of Jesus. And their spirits praise and give thanks to their living God and their Redeemer. The first Holy Saturday was a solemn and sentimentally sad one, I'm sure. And we do still celebrate it in a solemn way, but I don't think that the second Holy Saturday and any future Holy Saturdays until the present was lived quite in the same way, because faith transforms our vision. The death of Christ becomes a hand that extends into the realm of death and pulls us into life. It seems that death is at the doorstep every day right now. Recently, one of my consecrated sisters passed away. And then we got news that a good friend of our community passed away from cancer. And in the wake of that news, messages just kept pouring in. Please pray for family members, friends, workers, nurses, doctors, etc. All these people suffering from cancer, from coronavirus, and any other complications that can usher in death. So at the sorrow of the loss of close friends, this really gripped me. And an anxiousness started welling up inside me at the bombardment of news and prayer requests. I felt a sense of the fragility of my own life, and this overwhelmed me. I felt as though I was trying to hang on to the life that, yes, it was my own, but in the end, it wasn't my own. I wasn't willing to give it over to God. So I went to our chapel and I brought all these intentions and these sentiments before the Lord. And I just sat before him, looking at the cross, looking at the crucifix. For a brief moment, I felt as though I saw a seamlessness between time and eternity. What a mystery. And I experienced great peace there. We live in mystery, uncertainty, confusion, and yet in the silent, apparent deadness of Holy Saturday, life himself stands in that space between time and eternity. In the realm of the dead, he stands before us with open arms. As Ratzinger once expressed, Jesus is the door between time and eternity. On this side, he invites hope and faith. Holy Saturday is where we stand in waiting, but it's not dead time or useless time. It's a waiting, full of expectation and eagerness for the veil between this life and the next to be opened. Holy Saturday gives us a taste of being pilgrims on earth who hold on to this life, yet must let go to fall into the embrace of our living God. For this reason, the quiet of Holy Saturday reminds me of my childhood 4th of Julys. Do you remember yours? The anticipation of the fireworks displays? Well, I remember climbing onto the rooftop in the quiet evening summer's heat, waiting for darkness to settle and the light of the stars to appear before the dazzling fireworks would come out. Holy Saturday is that waiting period. Holy Saturday is an anticipation of the bursting forth upon us of the joyous appearance of the risen Jesus, whose splendor reveals what it is to be fully alive. Holy Saturday is a pregnant waiting and hope for the inheritance that belongs to us in eternal life. So may this Holy Saturday be an opportunity to bring before the Lord, in the quiet silence of your heart, all who have passed away from this life, all who have suffered and who are suffering and holding on to life, all who are fearful of letting go of this life, and all who have no hope of eternal life. May all of us encounter in faith as pilgrims on this earth, or in eternal life, the Lord of life who calls us out of death into true life.